Peace, God. I'm quoting Self Meditation by Barbara Ann Kipfer. Be sensitive with your entire body. Breathe in and out. Get used to wiping the slate clean and never harboring grudges. Remain a mere observer of your distractions. Do not try to identify or react to them. A distraction is just a distraction. If you stay with the moment, you will have enough time and materials to do what needs to be done. I used to have a real issue with harboring grudges and holding on to things that people didn't even know that I was feeling about them or what they did. But the more I grow and the more I learn, the more I crack open, new books, and the more I expose myself to more Eastern philosophy and meditative wisdom, it just shows me how much the ego has clouded my judgment without me even being conscious of it. You know, even that word consciousness, I look at that word so different now. I used to think it was when you're awake, you know what I'm saying? Or if you get knocked out, you're not unconscious. I used to think it was just that. But now I understand consciousness is being aware of feelings, of thought patterns, of old ways you were thinking, or judgment patterns, or really ego. Consciousness is being able to observe ego, to observe the physical world, and be able to remove your identification with it. I was just having a long talk with my homies, Kevin and Josh, the other day, and we were talking about just this. We're talking about just this, like, especially with men. If you put your identity in a woman, or you put your identity into anything physical, not even just that, if you put your identity in your friends, your church, if your identity is that, or even something simple as a sports team, it's like you are not the team. You may be in support of the team. You may have grown up in that city of the team your whole life, but you are not the team. You are not your wife. You are not your girlfriend, and they don't belong to you. So if and when did they make choices that maybe you don't agree with, you know what I'm saying, or your best friend or your coworker or your boss, it has nothing to do with you. So it will be wise to not even be connected to it as much as some people are. But that's something even I've recently learned. Like, I was talking to a girl recently, and I was constantly reminding her that, hey, I don't belong to you. You don't belong to me. If you need to take time to do whatever you need to do, go in and do that. You don't need my permission to take time. You don't need my permission to do the things that you want to do, especially if they don't have anything to do with me, because I don't own you, baby. I don't. I love you, but I don't own you. I don't own anybody. I don't own anything. I don't even own the things that I buy, the things that I possess, because it could all just at the snap of a finger be stolen or be gone. And then what will I have? I will have me regardless, and that's just how I feel about it. Remain a mere observer of your distractions. Do not try to identify or react with them. Work calmly with a quiet mind. Even the simplest task embody great spiritual happiness. I used to think what I thought was not in my control until I realized that what you focus on is what your life is going to be. If you focus on bad things, you're going to continue to see bad things. Just like if you buy a car, you're going to constantly on the highway or out throughout the city when you drive and be like, oh man, that's my car, that's my car, that's my car. Wow, it's the same shape, same make and model, because you're focused on it. So whatever you focus on, that's what your life is going to be. As simple as that, man. And you are so much powerful. Your mind is so powerful that if you think you aren't powerful, you will act that way. That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. Let's just take a second, breathe, and think about it. Your mind is already so powerful that if you believe you're a loser, that if you believe you ain't shit, that if you believe that you can't do it, you won't do it. But the opposite is true as well. Allegedly, we went up to the moon, and I bet way before that happened, 100 years before that happened, nobody even thought about that. Or maybe they did, but they didn't think it was feasible, so they didn't even try. You know, You can literally do anything you want to do. That's the whole thing about free will. A lot of people say they want free will, but when they get it, they're bored. Ain't that funny? I haven't been bored probably at this point around 1, maybe 2 years. I have not been bored. You know why? Because I enjoy the moment. Even when I'm not doing anything, it's still a blessing. It still feels good to have love and have presence and feel the inner essence, feel the chi. I used to think that was fake, all the Dragon Ball Z stuff, the anime stuff. Like the more I grow and the more I read, especially when I get, like I said, in the Eastern philosophy, Taoism, Buddhism, reading Eckhart Tolle, reading Don Miguel Ruiz, I'm like, oh wow, I see now. This isn't just a this isn't just a cartoon. This is the lifestyle. These are spiritual practices that we are watching as kids or maybe even as adults. And keeping that in mind, it's like I understand so much more. But even with the understanding that I believe I have, I know I don't know everything. And I don't try to act like I know everything. I'm not out here trying to, even with these videos, I'm not out here trying to point the finger at you and say you're doing wrong. You need to do the right thing. You need to do this. You need to change up your whole thing. It's like, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't want you to be anything other than what you are, but I do want you to be conscious. I want to bring consciousness into your life. I want to bring awareness into your life. I want to bring God identity into your life because you are God. How can you be made in the image of something that you are not? How did that make sense? If you do believe in the Bible, because a lot of people do. I don't believe I'm unworthy. I don't believe that I have to live in fear. I don't fear God. I am God. Well, what type of let's even break that down for a second. I'm feeling good today. Every day. Why would you want your children, which is everything in existence and even everything not in existence, to fear you? I don't want to fear God. I want to love God. I want to do what God has put me down here to do, and I'm already doing it no matter how I live. You're already doing it no matter how you live. I don't believe there's one long, short, narrow, righteous path that you have to teeter and totter and balance beam on it. And if you step off even a little bit, you're out of God's grace. You're out of God's love. I believe you're already loved more than you could ever know. You're already cared about more than you could ever dream of. And I find peace and solace in that. I really do. And with that being said, I love all of you. Remember to do your affirmations. that's that's basically what this book is, self meditation. It's a lot of strategies and affirmations to keep you on the up and up and keep you on the peaceful and high frequency. I used to not even believe in frequencies, but now I do. Look at me preaching now. I'm happy. I'm happy. But remember that you're worthy first and foremost. You're worthy. Know that you are loved, even if you don't love yourself, like the song says. Truly, because I love you all. I love you all so much. And I used to be afraid to say that, but now I find myself saying it to all my homeboys, especially with masculinity. Oh, I tell everybody, hey, I love you. I love you. Hey, as soon as you leave me, after we link up, I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm walking past strangers. I'm smiling. I'm making eye contact. I'm sending them healing and love, without them even knowing. I'm sending the world love because I am love. But always remember that you're loved, you're wanted, you're not insignificant, you're not here for no reason. You're cared about. Somebody cares about you, and you're already worthy. And however you're living is okay. And remember to bring consciousness into your life at all times. All it takes is a conscious breath. Conscious breathing. That's what I do to meditate. Focus on my breath. Sometimes I see thoughts, but I don't get identified. I don't get distracted with them. I go into my mind. I close my eyes. Take a lot of deep, soothing breaths, and I calmed down, man. You got this. You made it this far. Applaud yourself. Pat yourself on the back, man. Truly, pat yourself on the back. Because I do it every day. Remember affirmations, remember prayer or talking to God in any way that you see fit. Because you're always worthy and you can always talk to God. You can always access yourself, which is God. Shalom.